good afternoon, and welcome to my urban small veggie garden page. I'm based in Australia, down near the Murray River, on the border between New South Wales and Victoria. And as you can see here, I have a small garden. This mint I planted about 4 or 5 years ago in one of these garden beds, and every year, well, it took a 2-year break a couple of years ago. It just self-seeds anywhere. It self-seeded up that end of the garden, and then lately it seems like to like here. So this has come up again this year after being there probably last year, or a fresh seed, or just, you know, these seeds just activate whenever they want to. So that is the most beautiful mint. I'm not a big mint fan. I love the smell. I love chewing gum, all that sort of thing. But actual mint makes my stomach upset, which is a bit strange. I'm the opposite to other people. But this is a nice one though. It doesn't have a lot of the menthol. That's probably why this one doesn't make me sick. This is almost like eating one of those sugary spearmint leaves. And it's not spearmint. It says it's mint, and it doesn't look like spearmint, but it does have the mild taste of it. So you can just pop this in your tea before you put the hot water in even, and just have it floating around. You can just eat it like a lolly. I mean, it's great. So it was just a one from Big W. Now, I don't think I've grown full-size tomatoes before. I may have years ago, once or twice or something, but maybe once, yeah, vaguely remember. But because they say fruit fly, I grow cherry tomatoes. But this year I've decided to grow full-size tomatoes. I do have a cherry bite tomato that's down the bright end of the garden, which I won't go in there at the moment because I get migraines. So this one is about at least 6 foot tall, because the fence is 6 foot tall, but you've got to account for the fact that it is up a foot off the ground here. So the plant is 6 foot tall, the fence is 6 foot tall, but like I said, the plant's raised up 1 foot. So, and this is a black Russian. Now you might say, why does it look a bit sparse? Well, I've never pruned a tomato plant before, and this year I have been pruning. Maybe a bit too much, maybe not enough, but it's good to see. And look, this has only come out a few days ago. We have, sorry about the camera work, that we have a black Russian tomato. Isn't that great? I've been there for about a week, and this one's only come out 2 days ago, and look at the size of him already. I mean, he's not huge, but that's not bad, is it? So here's a black Russian as well, obviously, and this is an indeterminate indeterminate tomato plant, which means he'll just keep going. He'll put tomatoes on all season, whereas a determinate plant only grows to a certain height, tops out, stops, and all the fruit comes on at once. So that's the same difference between every determinate and indeterminate plant. I'm fairly new to gardening, really. I mean, I've gardened a little bit, you know, every year. I'm not expert by any means. Now this one here, so I learnt about indeterminate and determinate for the first time a few months ago, well, before Christmas. Okay, this one is exciting because this is a big yellow, and we have our first tomato. First time I noticed it today. Look at this. Definitely wasn't yesterday. Look at him. Oh, isn't he great? Actually, yesterday it rained, so it could have been out yesterday, but first time I've noticed it today. He's not quite as tall. He's got very long leaves compared to the other. This one here is a gourmet trust. That's a red tomato. We have the first tomato down here. Now I'm not sure if they're fruit fly, but I don't think they could have got through here. I covered it fairly early. Could be a couple of early marks. I hope there's nothing else getting there. There was a couple of tiniest little, like, smaller than a flea type insect, so it could have done it. And then there's 4 in there. There was only 3, and now there's that 4th one. And then there's a 5th one. And then today we have a 6th one. Isn't that cool? It's very good. I may prune off that lateral out there. And here we have Lebanese zucchini. Now, a lot of people think that this is powdery mildew. It's not. On a normal zucchini or melon, it would be. But this is actually the design on a Lebanese zucchini. I think the Lebanese cucumbers are the same. This is actually the design. It's a silvery white. See? Not powdery mildew or anything like that. I mean, I'm sure it might, well, I'm not sure it will, but it might get it later on. I usually do get it. I leave it. I haven't grown Lebanese zucchinis before. Maybe years ago. I usually grow the yellow button squash. So there's a female one that's been pollinated. They've all been pollinated, but this one has definitely taken the pollination because it is growing. So that's good. So that one is a definite, and I've got 4 others. There's 3 plants here. These are all seedlings bought from Big W. Yeah, I got in too late. I should grow seeds. I don't really grow seeds. I usually get seedlings, but I do have a big collection of heirloom seeds. And non-heirloom, but I've got mostly heirloom seeds. Most of them after I started collecting heirloom. So yeah, and these are in late because I tend to be the type of person to buy it and then not pot it up for months and not put them in for months. And that's what happened. So all this went in on the 24th of November. So everything else got a jump. The soil was terrible because I let it go fallow. I learnt that if you do not cover your soil, it's going to be dead when you get back to it. It'll have no life. It was hydrophobic. It was terrible. So yeah, I had to buy some sea soil with wetting agent. Worked great. So I had to put that on. I haven't put that on for a while, but it helps give them a kick and helps that the soil is it's like waxy. You pour water on it and it just pools and just peels off. It's really weird. It's like a skin peels off. It's really weird. But if you have a problem with it, you need to get a wetting agent involved. Sea soil with a wetting agent. I believe that's non-toxic. So yeah, so this is my 3 zucchinis and my 3 big tomatoes. Red, yellow, and black Russian. Now, I have some succulents up there. I moved that recently. I have a new bed that I hope to put in today. Where I want to put that is right here. One of these old succulents. I used to sell succulents, but I got sick. May have been the potting mix, and so I don't do that anymore. I'll have to be careful. I now have a compost, so I'll probably have to wear a mask when I turn that later. So yeah, I got sick 2 years in a row. I've never had lung issues before, but I had very bad, I don't know what it was because I never got it tested, bronchitis with blood in the lungs and everything. So I think it was constantly mixing up potting plants for the customers. So anyway, I've got a girl coming tomorrow, a lady, not a girl, but I've got a lady coming tomorrow. She's new to town. She sells succulents like I used to, and she may rescue some of these ones that I want to sell. So that's what I want to do today. It's 6 o'clock in the afternoon, in the evening. It's summer in Australia. It is February 2nd, I believe. So this is our last month of summer. And I want to get this garden in because I have basil in here. Where is it? Let me just have a look. There's some more succulents. I have sweet basil ready to go in there. Probably way too many plants for me. And they tend to be bushy. So I thought instead of putting them at the front, I might put them at the back. And I got a thyme plant, a lemon thyme that needs to go in the ground because it's quite poorly. So maybe that'll go in there. I'm not sure. Either way, I would like to put lettuce in, or even if I don't put lettuce, I might put carrot or whatever. Because I want to put crops in, lettuce doesn't need a lot of nitrogen. And carrots hate it because they'll get distorted and the roots will split and twist and carry on. That's also caused by rocks or hard, small solid soil. You've got to have a loose soil so the carrots can grow down properly. So anyway, but because of those kind of things, because I want to have them options, I'm going to put that bed in here with this. I'll show you this. Yes, it's packaged soil. I don't have the transport to be getting big things of soil. This is a small yard, so it's very hard to get this. So I bought this soil. This is from Bunnings. It's $3.95. It's 25 litres. It is in this garden bed too. You may think, what is that? Hang on, I'll just walk over this green cloth that's fell down in the way. Oh, see, it's sunny. These are watermelons. Yes, late start, but I felt sorry for them. They were the last watermelons in the shop, and I told my boyfriend to grab them. They're from Big W. What is one of these little greenhouses doing in the garden, you may say? Well, it's in there because when the watermelons grow, I will have the watermelons sitting on the racks, hopefully, or at least something to tie them to. Oh, sorry about that, it's so bright. So yeah, that's an idea, but they're late. If I get a crop, I get a crop. If I don't, then just the plants will go to compost. Yes, that's a sprayer. It is brand new, never been used. My boyfriend's father, you know, he's nice. He tried to be nice. Thought that with weeds in my yard, I might want to put Roundup on. I said, no, I don't use Roundup or anything. So it's been sitting out in the weather. It's been on the clothesline for like a couple of years now. It's still got the plastic on it. Actually, the plastic is peeling off. It's never been used. Maybe I fill it up with sea salt or something one day. Anyway, so it's never been used. So here we have, that is 10 bags of 25 litres each of the garden soil mix. And a big organic sugarcane mulch. Made the mistake of getting a 13, because I've got my boyfriend to get it. I wasn't there, so I asked for the $13 one. I should have realised the price was too cheap. It was, I'll show you, it's very small mixture, which is great. It's a very fine mixture. The bigger one's bigger and comes out more in biscuit form, but it didn't last long, obviously, so it only did that bed and some compost, and that was about it. So I got a much bigger one. It only cost $3 more, and the other one was 7 meters squared, and this one's 26 meters squared. Both organic, but I think 2 different companies. So just watch when you go to get your straw that A, the main thing, it's organic, but B, just watch out you get value for money. Over here, although I don't want to go over there, I won't go over there, but you'll see from a distance over there, that's my new compost bin, and those are my Dutch cream potatoes. Yes, it's summer. I've never grown potatoes before, and I delayed putting them in. I got these in the mail last, I don't know, June, July, and this is the last option was Dutch cream, which is a popular good one, but everything was sold out, and I went, oh, Dutch cream, they sound good for what I want. So I grabbed them, and when they come, it was cold, and then when it eventually got to August, people going, oh, the frost will get them up to October. So I thought, well, I'll leave them for a while, and then I sort of didn't go out, and all this sort of stuff. I get migraines and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so, and I needed to fix the soil. Anyway, so I end up on near New Year's Eve, just before New Year's Eve, I wanted to clear up because the dirt that I got and the mulch that I got was hydrophobic, and the mulch was very alcohol smelling. It had gone sort of, it was what do they call that? It was like fermented. So I had to spread the mulch on the ground and water it down, let the rain get to it a bit before I could use it. So it was all that. So on New Year's, my boyfriend and I was going to come out and do some fire, you know, some little sparklers and things. I ended up doing it down near the clothesline down the other end. But anyway, I wanted to clean this up, so I ended up doing it and planted the potatoes probably up to that first line there, dug down deep, put them in, just a fast job because I wanted to get it done, and it was like evening almost, you know, about 8 o'clock, whatever. And so I did it, and then I pushed the dirt back over, and then I put straw on it. And yeah, this is, like I said, this is about the 2nd of February. It's been a month. They are so tall. I've held them up about 3 times just whenever I've got the dirt or the straw. That new garden bed, the white one, is only just levitating on there. It's just sitting there. I know the soil could push it off, so I've just sort of used it as a corral for the straw, and the dirt I put around the stems, just handfuls of dirt, and then I put straw around that as well, so it's quite empty. Let me see if I can get out there. Oh, it's so bright. Really don't want a migraine. Okay, so here we are in here. So yeah, let's try one of these big ones. This is really tall, this one. Hasn't flowered yet. I think they've got like another 100 days to go. So as you can see in here, sorry about bad camera work. yeah, so down there it's all just like empty. You can see it better down there. See, it's mostly empty. I've just hilled up with the dirt around the individual plants. Let me see if I get in there. Around the individual plants, and then put straw on top. So that's what's happened. And they say that you will not get any potatoes start coming until this flowers, and then a couple of weeks after it flowers you'll get some. Oh, I thought that was dead, but no, that's new growth. Yeah, so that's great. Hopefully I'll get some potatoes. I thought that even if the sun got them, I didn't get them, I thought as long as I got a couple enough to like be seed potatoes for next spring, I thought at least I wouldn't have wasted my money. But I might actually get a crop, so that's cool. Here we have the cherry bite tomato. I don't know if I should be pruning this. I did prune it. I may prune that big branch off there. I pruned one off already, maybe two. I may to get it going, but with the bush tomato, it wants to spread out and get more cherry tomatoes, but I may cut that off. We have strawberries. This strawberry's been in there for like 2 years. This is a fresh strawberry. No, this one's been in there for a couple of years till it come up. The other one's died. It was too hot. We have strawberries. We've had a lot of rain. They're just ripening up. I don't know what they're going to be like. Whether they're going to cope or not, I don't know. But we have some more growing over there and over there. I have these bags on just to make sure the birds or the fruit fly or whatever don't get them, because usually an ant or a slug or something will have gotten them when you don't get them. This is my little buddy Groff. Why is he called Groff? Because whoever made him was called Groff. Might be G-Roff, might be Groff, I don't know. But anyway, picked him up for $5 from the secondhand store. These are just from my jasmine. I'll show you my jasmine that I put in. I love the smell of jasmine. Yes, I'm aware it's a big vine, blah blah blah, but I wanted something that smells nice and maybe put some shade. There it is there. This is one of those little containers that has a base on it, and it was just a little one, not even reaching up to that wire there. It's only been in since the start of spring, and up here it is now reaching for the sky. So I may take this green cloth off because I don't think it needs it anymore. Look at that. It's grown from right down there all the way up. I do need to add another wire up there. This is my big greenhouse full of old succulents. A lot of these I bought very cheap. I was going to rescue them. I haven't obviously done it yet. It's been a couple of years they've been sitting there. I'll get to them. I had to get rid of some dead plants there, which will give me more room. Yeah, so there's the watermelons. And yep, so just get past this. So as you can see, this is a very small yard. I've got that L shape up there, so probably double the length here up there, same width. And I've got this long bit of skinny, probably about 3 meters wide, and this little bit here with a garage door, and that's it. That is it. So I'm sure if you have a small urban garden that you can plant some stuff too. How much does this cost? Well, gardening is not cheap. I don't care what anybody says. If you want to beg, borrow and steal, well, maybe not steal, but you can do it cheap. You can get free seeds from friends, whatever. Do it in the ground instead of a bed. It won't cost you anything. But if you want something like this, you're going to have to pay for the equipment. Okay, these beds originally were like $60 at Big W, or 48. I think it might have been 48. Or no, is that how much I paid for them? I think that's how much I paid for them. No, I had them on lay-by at Big W a few years ago. Probably about 5-6 years ago now. And Aldi had some advertised. No, is that true? I think I got one from there, and then I got some, they price matched, and so I got them Aldi prices for Big W. Same with these frames. These frames come with a green cloth, a shade cloth plastic zip cover. Look, they actually look like the Monopoly houses when you put them on in the winter. So I'll leave the frames out. Maybe not a good idea, but anyway. So I got those for cheap as well. I think I got it for 24 bucks. each. So, and then the reject shop had these gardens there for $30. That's where I got the rest of them. Yeah, I paid $48 for one. Yeah, I paid $48 for one. No, it's not the garden I got price matched. It's these things from that were at Aldi as well. These frames with the plastic zip covers. That's what I got price matched to Big W. For $24.99 or something. The silver ones I paid $48 for that for Big W. That was full price. And then I got 3 of them on sale at the reject shop a couple of years later for $30 each. So I snapped them up, and that was a bargain. And now now Bunnings has gone away from the silver ones, and they have these white merino coloured gardens, which you think great, but the non-great thing is the corners are now plastic, so I don't like the idea of that. But the only other choice, these are $19.99, absolute bargain, exactly the same size as these, which is great. That's why I put the other one on top of the potato. Just as easy to put together. I'm just concerned about the plastic. I don't think anything bad's going to leach into my food, but I'm concerned about the plastic might warp and break. If this one up here, my boyfriend sat it up here and it fell down. He sat it on its side, it fell down into like a triangle flat shape, and it warped the plastic. The only thing keeping this garden not too bad is the frame around it. So if you can see that, you might not be able to see it. It's actually out of square anyway. You can notice it a lot. Yeah, you can notice it a lot. See up there, it starts skinnier and then it gets wider up here. But the only thing keeping it square and light is this frame. I probably could have, if I had his help, push it and then he could have filled it, but he filled this whilst I was inside because it was migraine weather temperature. So he filled that for me. He put 8 bags in because I said I knew about 9. They say about 8 or 9. In reality, that's 10 bags plus like that much of sugarcane mulch. He put 8 bags in and then put a heap of sugarcane mulch in, which was lovely, but it started heating up. So when I went to plant the next day, I was like, "Ooh, this is warm." So I had to redig it out. But he's not a gardener, so you know he doesn't know. But anyway, so I had 2 bags laying around. One of the hydrophobic one actually it wasn't hydrophobic, so maybe it got fixed up. I don't know. Maybe that just happened to be the bottom one. It didn't do it. So I put that in that side, and then I had a really older one I didn't know about that I put in that side. They seem to be all right. They've put on a little bit of weight and a little bit of colour. Sorry if the camera works too fast. I hate that myself. So we will see how we go. So like I said, if it doesn't work out, it'll just be compost. I bought these bins. They're $12 for the bin, and unbelievably $5 for the lid as well. So, but they're great little bins. I've got Rooster Booster in that. I've got the whole bag in there, still in the bag, and I've tucked in. I don't usually use blood and bone, but the tomato food has it in it. I did notice. So I did put a trench of it on either side, one down there and one down there for those. And I did put a trench in these ones right in the middle. You might be able to see where it's dipped. I did it about a week and a half ago in there, and at the back here, crossed like in front here somewhere. So maybe the plants are accessing. We've had a hell of a lot of rain. It's been a very mild, cool summer, except for a couple of weeks ago when it was scorching hot. It was 45, 46 degrees for a week or two there. And that usually happens in late February, not in mid-January. So my theory is that the seasons are out of whack. If you look at the forecast for the next week or so, it is very mild, 23s, 24s and 16s and 15s and that at night. So my theory is this is it. We're going like this is like March weather, and it's only February. That's my theory. I could be wrong. It could be laughably wrong. Look at this dude. Look at this dude. That's called an ugly pot. I think it might be the same. I'm not sure if it's the same guy who did the ugly mugs. It might not be, but it's called an ugly pot. Apparently he used to sell them, make them and sell them at the Sydney markets, I think. But anyway, I ended up getting it for a couple of dollars from second-hand store here. And that is I don't know if I can get that out. But yeah, so he's cool. But thank you for joining me on my little garden adventure. If I do manage to get this done, put that in there and put all that dirt and straw, not all that straw, a little bit of straw, in here, and then this greenhouse will come out, the trolley will go out, go over there. These trolleys, if you want to know, they're from Officeworks, $40 each. They're getting a bit tarnished now, they've been there for a few 2 years or something. There's a brake on them, so that's great if things don't move, and you can just flip the brake up on the wheels like a pram and you can move them around. So I can put those out over there now and put plants on them. I may sell the greenhouse just cheap. I don't really have room for a lot. I've got that one up there. I want to keep that one, that was more solid. Yeah, my intention is to put in, well, I've got 8 garden beds. I started out with 4 and I've had them for years. I bought another 4 this year of the white ones. If there are the other gardens at Bunnings, they have got this stick in the corner and it's got a slot, like a slot in them, and yeah, I've heard really bad reports of them just popping open with the pressure of the soil. So I really hope they stick with the corner ones like that, and I'd love for them to go back to the metal corners or the colorbond corners. I don't know why they've got plastic. If it ever comes down to it and they pop or warp or something, I could buy some kind of brackets, but it ends up costing like $10 a bracket. That's going to cost $40. But if you look at the prices of the gardens, it's that anyway, you know. So anyway, I would love to get taller gardens. I would have and maybe should have gotten taller gardens. These are 30 centimeters high, which does make it a little bit of a problem with some plants, but might stress them a bit. But I would have loved to have got taller ones, at least 40 centimeters. But A, I wanted the gardens all to match, but B, they're so dear. If you don't want the ones that pop out, they're so dear. The Birdie's round gardens that are just all rounded, you know, just all corrugated iron with no corners and stuff, they're probably the best, but you're looking at hundreds of dollars. And yeah, maybe I'll get one, maybe a long one, or maybe 2 small ones. It's just so dear. I mean, if they come down in price, that would be nice. If you're listening, Bunnings, keep that style garden with those flat corners, but please try and get ones with actual metal corners and not plastic, thanks. And keep away from those ones that slide down with no bolts. Everyone's seeing them as an absolute rip-off, including what's his name? Oh, I can't remember his name. Self-Sufficient Me. He's up near Toowoomba, big YouTuber. Even he did a video on 8 things that he's wasted his money on, and that was one of the things in there. So say hello to Herbie. He's my little pal. I made him from a big troll. He's a big troll. So yeah, they're expensive, but I wanted one. So he's got a little bit of maybe a bit. Well, he's got a bit of grub on him. But he's so cute. He's adorable. He's got a little succulent in the top of him. Probably need to give him a haircut. But he's happy hanging out in there. So yeah, thank you so much for coming along on this journey. This is a really long video, so I better stop it here. It's almost 30 minutes. And I will take another video when the new garden's in. Thank you so much. Hope you'll sign out for me. Please like and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.